Welcome to the Fourth Line Hockey Show. I'm your host, Willie Plouffe here. I'm at Royal Sports Shop once again, and with my wicked winger, Mitchell Clinton. And Mitch is sporting a Habs shirt. I don't know what's happening out there, people.
It's a deep sigh that comes with wearing this. I lost a bet, so I said, I would wear a Habs jersey on the Fourth Line Hockey Show. So here I am, Montreal Canadiens. I am wearing it, but next week, guaranteed Toronto Maple Leaf jersey.
You know, Mitch is a Leafs fan. Will not hold that against him, but he's sporting a Habs shirt, and I will not hold that against him because today we have a special guest, Rachele Bosc, who plays for University of Manitoba and Balmoral High she graduated from. She's a pretty solid hockey player. Not a stud, but a studette, and she's a Habs fan. Let's bring in Rachele. Come on in.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome to the Fourth Line Hockey Show, Rachele.
Thank you very much.
Rachele, we want to welcome you to the Fourth Line Hockey Show, and you had a great year at U of M. We know you coach a little bit. We want to get a little bit of history of you. Where did you play hockey at?
Growing up, I played out of the Lorette Community Center, and I played boys hockey from when I started, which I was 7, up until I was 17, actually. And then played 1 year of Eastman Selects, the girls team. That's the first time they had kind of a women's team there. And then after that, went straight to Balmoral Hall of BH and played 1 year there, graduated there, and then went straight to U of M.
Well, that is pretty good. Like Mitchell, I've seen her play a little bit. She's got some good wheels.
You know what? Back in my days before Shaw, I was covering the Bisons pretty frequently, volleyball, basketball, women's hockey included, and very familiar from hearing Tom Halleck, who's their PA announcer, saying Rachele Bosc pretty frequently, whether she's going to the box or if she assisted or got a goal. So one of the two, it happens. Rachele, curious to know what the experience has been like for you playing at the University of Manitoba, just finishing your third year.
Yeah, it's my third year there, and I just wrapped it up, and it's been a great ride so far. And I definitely love the CIS aspect of it. Obviously, a lot of girls from Canada get drawn to Division I, States, NCAA, and so I had a few offers, but I chose to stay here in Manitoba, and it's probably the best decision I've ever made, and I've loved every second of it. Our coach, John Rempel, is a great coach, very personable, makes a point to get to know his players and stuff like that. So, and the team chemistry, we just have there's not a single girl in the dressing room that I wouldn't count as part of my family. So great chemistry, and we've had a lot of success since I've been there. We won a Canada West title, and then we just got knocked out, so we made it to finals of Canada West. So it's been a pretty good couple of years, and I can't complain.
Now, Rachele, for a lot of the young players out there, young female hockey players, do you have any advice for those players that you can give them?
For sure. The biggest thing is just it takes a lot of dedication, a lot of hard work. Just stick to it. And if you're going to commit from an early age and give it all you got. And just make sure that you always work to try and improve yourself, because there's always new players coming up. There's everybody stepping up. The game gets more and more developed. And so you always have to try and kind of be one step ahead of everybody else. So just work hard.
And earlier you mentioned that Canada West title, obviously a big accomplishment. There's been a couple that have come through the University of Manitoba Bisons women's hockey program in the last little while. Talk about what it was like when you guys won that championship back not this past year, but the year before.
Yeah, it was actually unreal, because that was the first year that we beat Alberta. We beat them 7 times, I think, in the whole season, and that year was the first time that we beat them. We swept them, and two games consecutively, and that was huge. It was first in the history of the program, so that was awesome, and it was a great year. And definitely just to bring back that trophy, and especially to do it, we beat them in their building, and that's, if anybody's ever been to University of Alberta, that's the dome there. The Butter Dome is a pretty intimidating place.
It's a big accomplishment.
Yeah, and they have all of their banners from the past. They've always been a very strong team, so it's a very intense atmosphere, and it was awesome to win in there. So something I'll never forget, that's for sure.
Awesome. Now, Rachele, I got to ask you this question now.
Yes.
The Bosc family, Denny's a pretty good player, your brother. Now, if the puck goes in the corner, who's coming out with the puck?
A couple years ago, I probably would have said me, no doubt, but he's coming a long way. He's stepped up, and now he's grown up a little bit, so he's not the little boy anymore. So he's definitely, I think he's starting to catch up to me.
Sweet. Now, how was it playing at Balmoral High? How was that school playing?
It was awesome. I really enjoyed my time at BH. I was only there for a year, but it was a great experience. And the biggest thing, we got to travel so much, and you got treated like a pro. You got so many games. We were on the ice every single day. It was a great program. Got spoiled. It was great, and that's the biggest thing. I just got to travel. Got to see so many different places, and that's a great experience to get right out of high school. So.
Now, you've just finished your third year, like you said, with the Manitoba Bisons. You'll be going into your fourth. One of the big players that you guys, that the Bisons are losing, is Addie Miles, your captain. Fifth year, a big name with the women's hockey team. Do you look at it as an opportunity to take on a little bit more of a leadership role as well, going into your fourth year?
Definitely. I mean, Addie, anybody who knows anything about U of M, you always hear the name Addie Miles. She's a huge part of our program. And so it's going to be a a huge loss for us, that's for sure. But then again, yeah, you always have new recruits coming in and different players. When you lose certain players, that gives the opportunity for others to step up and take on bigger roles. So yeah, I'm hoping to take on even a bigger role next year, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's the kind of the competitive aspect of it. Is you do lose players, but then that opens up doors for other players to step up. So.
Awesome. Well, Rachele, Fourth Line Hockey Show wants to thank you for coming out. I have to call you Frenchie. I have to call you Frenchie. And we want to thank Royal Sports Shop for, once again having our shoot out here and doing a great time. Tanner on the camera, once again rocking. And, Mitchell, that was a pretty good information for the kids out there, who are female players playing hockey. There's a lot of room for boys and girls out there.
Well, and you talk about all the good information we gave out. That's par for the course on the Fourth Line Hockey Show. We like to get
information packages.
Exactly. So, yeah, there's exactly like you said, lots of opportunities. I mean, Rachele talked about, you can go to the Division I route down in the States, but the CIS and Canada West, I mean, you talk to any of the coaches that are in Canada West, one of the most competitive divisions in the CIS for women's hockey. So it's one of those things. You're going to be playing against the Albertas. You're going to be playing, if you're not playing for the Bisons, you're going to be playing against them, and that's a formidable opponent. I mean, going into the past year, they were ranked number 1, and for good reason. A little bit of an off year this year for them. They obviously would have liked it to go a little bit of a different way, but I mean, that just motivates them going into next year.
Exactly. Fourth Line Show, once again at you again. Keep working hard.